All right, good morning, people. Early Sunday morning here in Texas, and kind of setting up my new camera setup. I'm using a DJI Osmo 4, and then I've got a neck band holder for it. I hope the orientation is correct. And then I've got the actual DJI microphone inside my helmet. We'll see how it works out. Before, I had been using a GoPro, and one thing that's terrible about GoPro is that they required you to use this weird module to use a plug-in microphone, and even the DJI uses that a module, but it's nothing like the one was for the GoPro. The GoPro one was kind of ridiculous, and I really just got away from a lot of the other stuff with the GoPro. It was goofy. The DJI, just a lot of the stuff is I like a lot better, especially the website interface is neat, the way you can download and edit the videos. So that's that. What am I riding today? The Honda 1997 Honda ST1100. What an awesome machine. I've had a lot of V4 Hondas, but they've all been sport bikes, VFRs, and Interceptors. The ST is a V4, but it's a little bit of a departure in terms of its the way it's set up. It's actually a transverse engine, not longitudinally like the Interceptors and the VFRs. But what a great machine. It's a sport touring bike, so it does have luggage, but it's just an awesome machine. Beautiful here this morning. I did do a taller windscreen on this bike, brand new. That's why it's so clear and beautiful. But me being a little bit taller, it directs the wind flow like perfectly. Kind of just hits the top of my helmet. Going to meet the guys, our weekly Sunday morning ride. Filled this thing up with fuel. It holds 6 gallons, and I reset my mileage, my odometer, just kind of see what kind of mileage I'm going to get. If you don't know the ST1100s, I had heard about them. They kind of have it's just one of those bikes, if you're in the motorcycle community, that you hear about from others, hear about people talking about. And I had the little brother to this bike, which is the Pacific Coast, which is a neat bike in its own, but just kind of underpowered. It's an 800cc B-twin, and it was kind of Honda's. These two bikes was kind of a new thing for Honda. They all enclosed, kind of swoopy bodywork. Not really a touring bike, not really a sport bike, just kind of a great balance in between. But this bike's more of a sport bike than it is a touring bike. It's fast, it handles really good, it's smooth. Alright, let's see if we can intercept my friend here. Speaking of interceptors, what time are we at? 7:44, so I'm right on the dot. Bought this bike came out of Philadelphia. I had it about 3 weeks now, and when I got it, it was running kind of odd. Took the carburetors off. It was one of those learning curve bikes. I hadn't done anything like this before. This one. So took the carbs off. Really varnished up inside, even though it was running. But I'm pretty sure it was running on 3 cylinders. So did the carbs, had kind of a tough time balancing the carburetors, and then afterwards it just never felt like it ran right, and just discovered a weird deal where the fuel petcock, it's not really a petcock on this bike, it's more of a, if the bike tips over, it's supposed to shut off fuel. So it had a bad seal or diaphragm in it, and what it was doing was it uses cylinder number 3 for its vacuum to operate, but it was bypassing fuel straight into cylinder number 3. So when I was riding it in those first couple of weeks, it was it was smoking everybody out behind me because it was just dumping raw fuel into the carb, into cylinder number 3, that is, straight into the cylinder past the carb. And then I discovered that the fuel cap vent was blocked, and I don't know if that maybe caused a pressure issue and blew out that seal inside of the petcock. I don't know, but it seemed like I corrected the problem with the fuel going into cylinder number 3, and it seemed like I still had the smoking problem. And when I cleared out the vent issue, then everything was good. So I don't know if the two were related to each other. I'm not 100% certain on which one cured the issue, but I'm going to give Alan about another 2 minutes here, and then we're out of here. It's actually nice. I don't really need to have my sunglasses on under my helmet. See if I can ditch them here. Do I have a good pocket? They are Ray-Bans. They need to be respected. Yes, that's much better because my helmet shield is tinted. Alright. Alright, let's roll. Really nice, smooth gearbox and clutch and everything. I mean, these are just really neat bikes. They have the nickname, since they're STs, they have the nickname the Speeding Ticket 1100, and I can understand why, because you look down, you think you're doing 60 miles an hour, and you look down, you're doing 85 or 90. We're at 65, buzzing 3100 RPM at 70, roughly, right there. What else did I do to the bike? The left side cover had a crack in it. I don't really understand why. I think somebody had tightened down the mounting bolt for it too tight and fractured it. But luckily, probably the only one left in the world or in the country, and it was the only one on eBay. I found a perfect side cover for it, and I did that. Went to the carbs, obviously changed the oil, changed the shaft drive fluid, air filter was good, tires are in great shape. That's kind of all I had to do to it. Oh, I checked the valves, new spark plugs. The valves were all in spec. It feels like it's right about to turn 17,000 miles here. That's the other thing that's neat about it. 17,000 mile bike, and definitely owned by somebody that cared about it and kept it up, because when I checked the valves, they were either still in spec from being brand new, which I doubt, or they had been serviced at their, and I believe 16,000, I can't remember, I think 16,000 is the first interval to check them, so they were all like in almost perfect spec, so it's almost like they had been done. But usually when I take a bike apart, I can go through and it's pretty apparent to me if a bike's been taken care of or neglected or owned by somebody that cared about it, and this one just really seemed like it. But they are really an effortless ride. They're a neat machine. If you're thinking of getting one of these, you know, they have the 1300s also. I've got this bike for sale, and I've got it at close to the 1300 price tag, but I mean, it's a near mint condition 97 with low miles on it. And the 90s Hondas to me just kind of have their own feel to them. I've had CBRs, VFRs from this genre, and I don't know, they just have this feeling. So just waiting for somebody that wants an 1100, wants probably the cleanest one available right now. Show me the money. I've really got into the tour bikes lately. I have, look at the bikers taking over, the idiots. Oh, fucking morons. Dipshits. Anyway, I've had some really nice full touring bikes. I had the Cavalcade that went to, I think I shipped that to a collector in New Mexico. I just sold the Voyager, 4,300 mile Voyager. Beautiful machine. Just got rid of that. That's going to California. And I've got this, and I just bought a 1985 Honda Goldwing Interstate, which looks to be a beautiful bike that I'll go through. I know I'm going to have to do the carbs on it, and carbs on those bikes are not fun, but it's a Goldwing. They're kind of the benchmark for touring motorcycles. The benchmark for sport touring bikes, I think it kind of started with the Kawasaki Concours. Oh, that's right, I got a Concours also. They started in 1986. I've had like 5 of those. Those are great machines, but this bike is kind of in that, definitely in that same category as the Concours, but this bike, just the motor and the handling just make this a totally different thing. Alright, let's see if the gents are here. No? Not yet. Maybe I didn't get the memo. We'll see. Give it 5 minutes. I know I'm ahead of schedule. I'm not late. Time is it? 54? How pissed off are those bikers at me? I'm sorry, they should be taking up the entire lane. It's just something with bicyclists. They have road insecurity. Always gotta... not me. I rode and never would do that. These are not bad. Except for that. How long we give it? 55. Give it a few minutes. Oh, 17,000 miles. It's so old. I did paint correct this bike. This is boring. I'm gonna have to edit this out when I cut the video. I'm gonna give it one more minute and we're out of here. Ah, look who it is.